Dr. K, and this is the truth about mental illness. Welcome back, everyone, to the greatest mental health and wellness journey of our lifetime. Shout out to our caregivers and to our ally angels. You know I love to love you. We are still in this psychotropic medication social media campaign called I Am One. I am 1 in 5 adult Americans with mental illness. I am 1 in 6 adult Americans that take psychotropic medication. And today I've decided to call it Takes Time Tuesday. I feel like we need a drum roll for that. It Takes Time Tuesday. That was not a drum roll. That was more of a paper roll, not to be confused with a roll of paper. I am cheesy and corny. Blame my dad. I get it from him. Listen, it Takes Time Tuesday. What are we going to be talking about today? Today, we're going to talk about, just baselining our expectations regarding practical expectations for taking psychotropic medication, right? Like, how long is it going to take before this thing kicks in? Like, let's kind of get our expectations together so that we know when to advocate for ourselves and we know when to pick up the phone and call our prescriber and say, hey, it's been this amount of time. You said this, I'm not feeling anything. Or, things are going really well. I'm glad that I rescheduled with you before I left my last appointment. Did y'all catch that? If you didn't, run it back, because I'm all about self-care and not missing appointments. All right, so it Takes Time Tuesday. It takes time for psychotropic medication to kick in. And why is that the case? Well, number one, we're all different people. Okay, so no two brains are exactly, the same. It depends on the type of medication that has been prescribed to us. And then it also depends on the symptoms that the medication has been prescribed to us to be able to address. Okay, so the person, the medication, and the symptoms that the medication is targeting to address. Those are the three things. Let me talk about two major categories of psychotropic medications that are pretty common here in the U.S. Number one, antipsychotic medications. These are medications that usually address things like agitation, hallucinations. They also are very commonly paired with other mood disorder medications to help elevate, your mood in some way. These can take days or up to about 6 weeks for what is considered optimal, effect. So you want to make sure that you consult with your prescriber if you are prescribed one of these so that you can base on your expectations in that regard. Another very commonly prescribed medication are antidepressants. These can take anywhere between 2 and 4 weeks before you notice any changes, and anywhere between 6 and 12 weeks before you can hit that, hopefully, that optimal threshold. Now, what I will say this about both of these medication types is that you have to take your medication as prescribed. So don't be like, if your medication is prescribed for you to take it once a day, every single day, you cannot be like, oh, I'm going to take this on Monday, and then I'm going to take it on Friday. Man, nothing has changed. Okay, well, you're not taking it as prescribed, though. So if you're supposed to take it once a day, then you need to take it once a day. Talk to your prescriber when they prescribe it to you. How often am I supposed to take this? Am I supposed to take it once a day? Okay, can I take it at night? Do I take it in the morning? I told you all that I stay in the patient portal with my prescribers. Over the years, I have been like, hey, I'm noticing that if I take this in the morning, it's actually making me really tired and sleepy, and it's hard for me to get through the day. Do you mind if I take this, in the evening or after I get home from work or something like that, so I can sleep better at night? You have to have these conversations. So when you notice that you're noticing different changes, good, bad, or indifferent, just speak up so they can know exactly how to best prescribe the medication to you. You may experience differences regarding your physical health first as you are taking your psychotropic medication. What do I mean by that? You might experience better sleep. You might experience better eating habits. You might actually see an increase in your self-care. So when it comes to depression, for example, what if your level of depression is so severe that you are not bathing on a daily basis, but you notice that by taking your medication, you are now picking up a stronger routine to where you can bathe, every single day, or if it's once a week that you were bathing, now you're bathing twice a week, and then it becomes 3 times a week. These things seem like they're very simple, but I can assure you that they are not. These things are very hard to do when you suffer from a mental illness. And so I'm just putting out the truth here, y'all. Okay, I've been in this space for almost 30 years. I've seen a lot, and there is absolutely no judgment. So we're just going to keep it 100. in this space. So you may notice some of those activities increase. That's within about 1 to 3 weeks. Okay. About 2 to 4 weeks, you might see, an increased mood, maybe feeling less hopeless if, that is one of the symptoms that you've felt before. And then you might return to an interest in a hobby or something. Like you could do something as simple as, I'm on my way home from work today. Maybe I will stop at this store that I was inquiring or curious about, for the last, 6 months. Maybe one day you might just decide to just go and just kind of window shop, up and down the different aisles. So again, might sound simple, but I feel like these are huge wins for folks like myself who suffer from mental illness. So here's some critical things to remember in addition to the person, the type of medication, and the symptoms that the medication is addressing, is that we are all uniquely different. Okay, so you have to communicate with your prescriber. You cannot be like, well, Dr. K said I can do this and I can do that. Dr. K said talk to your prescriber. Talk to whoever it is who has prescribed you this psychotropic medication so that they know the ins and outs of how you're feeling, whether it's feeling better or maybe there's no change or you feel like you're feeling worse. It does not matter. You have got to reach out. You've got to share how you're feeling. Again, another critical thing, I'm talking about following the treatment plan, taking your medication as your physician or your nurse has prescribed it. And then nothing that I've shared is a catch-all for everybody. It's not like the medication that I take could be the exact same medication that you take, but it could have similar effects, but we're still two different people. So we still have to be open and honest with our prescribers at the same time. This is the way I like to describe taking, medication, right? Do not give up. Why do I say that? Because I'm a counselor. I practice counseling. Attorneys practice law. Physicians practice medicine. We are all doing one common thing, and that is practicing. We are working our hardest to make sure that our clients are getting the treatment that they need and that they deserve so that they can have a healthier whole life. Okay. So let's just remember that practicing. Okay. So that means that you've got to be vocal. Do not be afraid to talk to your primary care physician. I've given you the language with the the patient health questionnaire. So you've got some lead language, in there. And then when you go and talk to them and they prescribe you a medication to help you feel better, then hopefully you can still use some of that language to say, yes, I'm feeling this, or no, I'm feeling that. Journal it, write it down, so that you can know, like, this is the first day at this time that I took this medication. If it's a new medication, this is the first day and the first time that I took this new medication. I have been very good for that because I need to remember exactly how long this medication has been in my system so that if I'm not feeling something by a certain period of time, like they told me I should, then I have got to be able to advocate for myself. And I want to be able to pinpoint the exact day that I took it. I took it on Monday at 8 a.m. So follow your prescriber's instructions and, of course, discuss those side effects and how you feel with them. There are a lot of resources online: American Counseling Association, American Psychiatric Association, American Psychological Association, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, also known as NAMI. These are really great resources for you to also pick up some good language on how to be able to describe how you are feeling to your primary care physician or your psychiatric nurse so that you can make sure to get the help that you need. That's all I have for today. It takes time Tuesday. It takes time. If you don't remember anything I've said today, consult with your prescriber and know that it takes time. Do not give up. Hang in there. Trust when I say it is a road, but it is one that is worth it. So if you liked anything that I said, like it, share it unto the nations.